Linnea is shaping up in community leaks as a very intriguing 5-star Geo-Bao character whose flavor and design lean heavily into life science and classification themes. And while everything here is based on unofficial data mines and leak summaries and therefore must be treated as unconfirmed and subject to change, there's already enough to sketch a clear picture of how she might play and where she could fit into the meta. Together, those effects suggest she's designed to both increase reaction damage and provide survivability, which makes her an attractive plug-and-play support for many team archetypes. Her elemental skill is said to function off-field, so you can set her up then swap to your main carry while she continues supplying buffs and healing. And her signature Bao reportedly behaves like a straightforward stat stick focused on improving her personal utility rather than granting team-wide passive effects, meaning weapon choice may remain flexible for players who don't own the signature item. The Constellation path scales her utility significantly. Early leaks describe C1 granting a quill or feather effect tied to her Bao attacks, similar in concept to Shinha's off-field constructs, but with fewer procs reported. C2 being a major power spike that allegedly adds a T-wide 40% crit damage buff, while also increasing her burst damage and possibly the frequency or effectiveness of Lunar-Crystallize triggers. Again, leaked numbers that could change. C4 providing a defense-oriented support buff useful for survivability or def scaling comps. Leaks indicate the def buff is helpful but not massive. And C6 elevating her into top-tier investment territory by delivering approximately a 25% team-wide amplification plus larger quill multipliers and even greater burst scaling for Linnea herself, which makes her extremely potent for players willing to invest heavily. Functionally, this design positions her as a support and healer first, then a secondary damage contributor, and because her toolkit bundles Resistance Shred, Elemental Mastery, Healing, and T-wide stat amplifications, she looks like the kind of character that will have long meta relevance, assuming final tuning preserves these core mechanics, and will especially shine in teams that can take advantage of sustained off-field buffs and crystallize-centric setups. On the topic of team synergy, Linnea's Lunar-Crystallize focus means she should pair naturally with units that benefit from crystallized shields or from repeated small reaction bursts. And leaked discussions commonly place her alongside Geo or hybrid reaction teams where a persistent off-field support and resistance shred translate directly into higher consistent damage for your main carries. Though the precise best teammates will depend on official numbers and any new characters released in them. Speaking of region context, many leaks place her origin in the Nod-Krai story arc, tying her thematically to ecological and classification story beats rather than frontline combat. And that narrative framing supports the researcher or advisor that flavor the leak voice lines imply. Banner speculation for version 6.5 is still fluid and largely community-driven, with common rumor threads proposing reruns such as Raiden Shogun and other long-standing picks whose reappearance would fit Hoyover's historical scheduling patterns. But banner order is notoriously volatile and different leakers propose different lineups, so any specific rerun list should be treated as an educated guess rather than fact. Another major point of player interest is regional content timing. Dornmanport is repeatedly mentioned in leaks as a likely future area, and while some leak timelines have that expansion arriving as early as 6.5, many community analysts lean towards 6.6 for a major port release, while expecting 6.5 to include some form of Nod-Krai continuation or other meaningful content rather than being empty. Again, these are leak-based possibilities, not official confirmations. When weighing whether to pull for Linnea or save for reruns, the decision hinges on roster gaps, her combination of resistance shred, Team EM, healing, and potential T-wide crit damage at higher constellations makes her a candidate for long-term usefulness. But whether you value a universal support like her over securing a missing DPS or a rare rerun will depend on your account needs, and how much you trust the leaks versus waiting for beta or official livestream reveals. Finally, please remember that all numeric values and many mechanic descriptions here are sourced from unofficial data mines, and community leak compilations are likely to be tweaked during the beta and before the live patch. So use this breakdown as a planning and theory crafting guide rather than gospel. And if you enjoyed this deep dive and want more leak summaries, Like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the official reveals.